This video will be for 8th grade for going from tables to equations. Something that I'm hoping some of you guys remember from last year is the equation y equals mx plus b. This right here is our slope, the thing that you guys were actually working on yesterday. So I'm going to label this as slope, which is the same thing as m, which is the same thing that you guys were doing yesterday, where we were talking about change of y over change of x. These things all mean the same thing, and actually there's even one more that I kind of left off of here. This is the same thing as constant rate. Unfortunately, we're in the section where all the things that we keep saying all mean the same dang thing. B, however, this is going to be a slightly new one. This is called our y-intercept. I can't. There we go. Y-intercept. For example, if I'm just kind of do this off to the side real quick. If I had a graph, this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis. If I had a line graphed on there, well, wherever I cross on the y-axis is my y-intercept. Now, we're not doing the visual part today. We're just doing the tables and whatnot. So the y-intercept won't make quite as much sense today. You'll be able to find it, but you won't be able to visually understand it yet. That's going to come more like tomorrow, okay? So here's what we are going to do. We're going to go ahead and jump on into the ones that we've done before. If I can quit making extra marks on here, I can make this work eventually. We're going to start with tables. We're going to start with what we already know. We're going to start by finding that slope, that m. So we're going to do the same gig that we did yesterday. We're going to look at our change of y, and we're going to put it over our change of x. So let's take a look at our y's first. I'm going to start down here. From 8 to 15, we have changed by, was it 7? Looks like we went up. From 1 to 8, we also changed by 7. From -6 to 1, it's a change of 7. And from -13 to -6, also a change of 7. So our change of y is still going to be 7. Now we're going to worry about our change of x. From -1 to 0, we went up by 1, up by 1, up by 1, and up by 1. All of these change by 1. So this right here, 7 over 1 is just 7. So m is 7. That's our slope. So our slope right here is just going to be 7. That was pretty straightforward. Our y-intercept, I'm going to go back to this graph that we had a minute ago. Our y-intercept, yes, it's where we cross on the y-axis. But the value, if you look right here, the value of x when we're at our y-intercept is 0. So if I have an xy pair, if x is 0, whatever number is here for my y, that number right there has got to be my y-intercept. So I'm going to go back over here now. See, so looking here, let me change colors. X is 0, so -6 is going to be my y-intercept. So now I'm just going to write out the equation real quick. So I'm going to just, you don't have to have this part on yours. Y equals mx plus b is what our equation is going to look like. So our equation is going to be y equals, we already found m, and we already found b. So I'm going to plug these numbers in. So my slope, let's change this color up a little bit. My slope was 7. So I'm going to put my 7 right there. My y-intercept was -6. That's my equation right there. If it bugs you with that plus -6 there, you could write this as y equals 7x minus 6. It'd be the same darn thing. Okay, I know that got a little sloppy on that one, so we're going to take a look at, I'm going to do this one right here. Okay, so same thing as before. Let's find that slope. So we will do the change of y over the change of x. We'll look at the y values first. Y from 5 to 3, change the color. 5 to 3, we went down by 2. From 3 to 1, we went down by 2. From 1 to -1, down by 2. And -1 to -3, down by 2. So change of y is clearly going to be -2. Now for the change of x. From -1 to 0, up by 1, up by 1, up by 1, and up by 1. So my change of x is going to be 1. Negative 2 divided by 1 is going to be negative 2. So there is going to be my slope of negative 2. So I'm going to write this down here. My slope is negative 2. Now for my y-intercept. Wherever x is 0, that is going to be my y-intercept. So my y-intercept is 3. So I'm going to start writing these in. My equation is going to be y equals mx plus b. That one should have been a little more straightforward for you guys. I think we'll take on one more. We'll do this one right here, and I'll leave you guys be on this part. So, same thing, which I'm sure you're getting tired of already. Here's my change of y over my change of x. Y looks like, let's see, from negative 1 to 2, looks like we've gone up 3. From 2 to 5, went up by 3, and up by 3. So my change of y is 3. Over, here's my change of x. Looks like we went up by 1. I like nice, easy numbers. All these went up by 1. So my slope is going to be 3 divided by 1, which is just 3. So m equals 3. Y-intercept, make extra marks, wherever x is 0. So my y-intercept is just 2. So now to write out the equation, y equals mx plus b. Now let's see if we can find one where the y-intercept is not laid out for you. I'm going to go and check the backside. I'll do 2 more of these with you guys. This is the backside now. This one's a little trickier because the y-intercept is not laid out for us. So we'll start with the part that I know you guys are getting sick of. Change of y over change of x. So now I'm going to look at my y values. So from 2 to 8, change by 6, by 6, by 6, and by 6. So change of y is just going to be 6. Pardon the extra marks. I'm getting messages on my phone and trying to ignore them. Okay, all these very clearly are all changing by 1. So 6 over 1. So my slope is going to be m equals, I could put 6 over 1, but it's just going to be 6. Which means my slope means that every time x changes by 1, y changes by 6. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go backwards right here. I need to know what my, if x was 0, I need to know what y is. So that's my question right here. I want to know what this is going to be when x is 0. Well, if I back up here by 1, I would get to 0. On the other side, well, we changed by 6 every time, didn't we? Yeah, so I've got to do 2 minus 6, which means this part right here would be negative 4. So if x was 0, y would be negative 4. So my y-intercept is going to be negative 4. And now for my equation, it's going to be y equals mx plus, well, actually, I'm going to ditch the plus. We're going to do minus this time around. We're going to do, if I can't get to my stupid colors that I need, I'll do that as minus 4. My plan was to do the next toughest one on here, but this one is nothing but a giant typo. So guess what? You don't have to do that one. We're going to have to do it if it wasn't a typo, because I was going to take care of that one for you. But the rest of these, I want you to try on your own. If you've got questions, let me know.